So I've got two little babies, a 3.5-year-old boy and a 5-month-old girl. And with my son, I would sit there and scroll through Instagram, Facebook, thinking I'm not a good mum because of all the celebrities and all these other mums saying how well their babies sleep or how well their babies feed. And mine didn't, because he's a baby. And it just made me feel awful. And I thought I was completely alone. So I used to sit and cry a lot, and I thought, why is it just me? It can't just be me. So I created I used social media to benefit me. So I created a platform for myself called The Unlikely Mummy. And it was a place for me to just vent. So I would talk about everything and anything and just vent as much as I could. Because no one talks about mental health. No one talks about how hard motherhood actually is, and that your child doesn't sleep between the hours of 7 p.m. and 7 a.m. Mine's just woken up and my husband's just gone to rock her to sleep again so I could talk to you.
Oh. So well, I apprciate that. Thank you. Or thank you, your husband.
So do I. I will thank him, don't worry. But, it was somewhere I wanted to have where it wasn't fake. Social media, I find social media really, really, really fake. So I used to just put loads of quotes on and pictures of my children without showing their face. And I wasn't getting the followers. And 3.5 years ago, it's all about the followers. It's all about the influencers, and I wasn't getting it. So I thought, I need to get more people. I'll put my child on there. So I started to put his face on there. And then about 6 months into it, I regretted it. And I've actually gone through it all and deleted his face.
Yeah.
Because I don't need to put him on there to get these so-called followers who are just following me for the sake of following me.
Well, there's an interesting question as well there about consent, that you're creating a digital footprint for your child before they can properly consent to it. And whilst you can go through and delete those images, that something that we're always telling young people is you can never truly delete anything from the internet. So I think that's probably a wise move. But I wonder, I was talking to Will Storr at the beginning of the programme, and he was talking about the different types of status, and he gave the example of intellect and wealth and beauty. But are you saying that there is a community online where people are literally competing to be the most perfect mum?
Oh, definitely. If your child doesn't look a certain way, behave a certain way, eat a certain way, sleep a certain way, then you've failed as a mum. So I've got a lot of people I follow, and I've started to unfollow them because they're showing me an unrealistic image of motherhood, or even just women who's, I'm really pleased that they managed to bounce back their bodies. But my body has never bounced back. After 2 children, I'm struggling, and I attend a fitness class now twice a week just so I can do a sit-up. But not because I want to look good, it's so I can do a sit-up. It's so I can walk around with my children. It's so I can get on the floor and play with them. Not so I can look a size 8 or a size 10. Which I was many years ago.
It's almost that expectation, isn't it, that you will have children and your life won't change in any way, when it's actually the most life-changing thing you can do.
Oh, yeah, I crave my old life, and I have craved it. And I won't deny the fact that I've had therapy. I actually finished therapy, my last set of therapy, because I struggled really bad with postnatal depression with my son. I've just finished my final bit of therapy, and we talked about bouncing back and missing my old life. And I realised I don't miss my old life. I should embrace what I've got, and I should share it with my family. And I used to resent my children because they stopped me. But actually now, I don't. I enjoy memories with them, and that's what I put on my social media now and on my blogs. And that's what I try to offer other mums, is a safe space that you can talk, and you won't get judged. And that's what I try to do, because social media is so damaging, and it damaged me, and I don't want a mum to feel that way.
And what's the response been like to the Unlikely Mummy?
Last week I hit 1,000 followers, and that was massive for me, because that means I've helped 1,000 mums. And that to me means more than having 46,000 followers because I put a pretty picture of my son on there. I think I have more, I can help more with less. I don't know if that even makes
Absolutely, no,
sense.
It makes it, and in fact, this is something that brands say as well. I happen to know that they're not just looking at how many followers you've got; they're looking at how engaged your followers are, and it means more in both financial terms, but also in the terms that matter, which is what you're talking about. To have a small audience who are really engaged with what you're doing, than to have a million followers who just scroll past and don't really care.
Yeah, so I put just exactly what you're saying. With the small amount I have, I've been working on this mindfulness book This is something I've been doing for myself of activities I've learned over the last 3 years. I put it together in a book and I pushed it actually this week on Monday. And the first day I sold 1 copy online and I was really upset about that. And I woke up in the morning, I got a pre-order for a book. And then the same day, or the next day, I sold 9 copies. And I was jumping up and down. Not because I sold it, it's because the money I got from those sales will help me help another mum. So I can now use that tools and that money to put more things out there to help more mums. It's not about the profit, it's about helping.
That's an amazing story, Kavita. Thank you so much for sharing it with us, and the best of luck.